'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the Ramsey house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Patricia and John Ramsey both took their beautiful children into bed in hopes for Santa's big arrival. Imagine waking up the next day to check on your kids to find your son Bert sleeping peacefully in his bed. However, when Patricia went in to check on Jon Benet, she was hit with the parents' worst nightmare. Her only baby girl was missing from her bed, along with a ransom note that had been left behind taped to the back staircase. Here you can find a picture of the beautiful American child beauty queen who was just 6 years old when she was found dead in the basement of her home the day after being reported missing in her Boulder, Colorado home. Her case is one that has left so many people confused and wondering if parents were indeed responsible for this horrific crime. First, I would like to give some insight on who Jon Benet was. She was born in Atlanta, Georgia on August 6, 1990. Her mother, Patricia, was a stay-at-home mom who also was a retired beauty queen. They often say that she tried to live out her dreams in her daughter, which any parent is guilty of doing. She often pushed her to do harder and compete more against people because she wanted her to be the best and nothing less. Her father, however, was a successful businessman who worked for a company called Access Graphics. December 26th, the call came in initially at 5:52 a.m. at the Boulder Police Department by the mother, Patricia, hysterically upset that her daughter was missing and that she discovered a 3-page ransom note stating, "We have your daughter and don't call the police." Jon Benet's precious body was discovered by her father and a friend 8 hours later in her basement of her home. She was laying on her back on a cold floor, wrapped in her favorite white blanket. The autopsy report discovered that she died from strangulation, a head injury that was old, and marks like she had been cut along her wrist. There were so many theories of why she was killed. There were so many suspects listed in the report, such as a neighbor, Bill McReynolds, who played Santa Claus, the family housekeeper, Linda Hoffman Pug, and Michael Helgott, who just so happened to die in an apparent suicide shortly after her death. None of the parties involved have officially been charged in her murder. The sad part is that the evidence was destroyed in the home hours after the body was discovered. Some even suspected the mother, Patricia, as the alleged killer, who never really showed any emotion of her daughter. The biggest red flag was that the kidnapper left a 3-page ransom letter that was written inside the home, not only using a pen from inside the home, but on the family notepad. The cops found this really strange, that someone who kidnapped your daughter, killed her, had the time to actually write a ransom letter 3 pages long, and they just so happened to ask for $118,000, which was exactly the amount that her husband, John, had been giving for a Christmas bonus. Nobody would have known that except someone close to him. This has never been seen before. The police department even tried to go as far as pressing charges on the mother and father for obstructing justice based just off of probable cause, to see if they could get them to tell on one another. As the years pass, they still have not been able to identify who is responsible for this crime. The parents of the deceased have filed several lawsuits against several parties for defamation of character and won several amounts of money that have not been disclosed. The family packed up and eventually moved back to their hometown in Atlanta, Georgia, where the mother died at the age of 49 from ovarian cancer. Seeing this all plays out leaves you to wonder, will the police ever find justice for this little girl? Why were so many people able to enter the home in the initial stage of the investigation when the evidence was the most important and was allowed to be destroyed amongst everyone who came and go as they pleased. I've never seen an investigation where they allow people to come in and clean up as they are investigating a kidnap and murder case. It leaves you to wonder, will they ever find out what happened to her? Being a mother, this is a very touching story, and my heart goes out to her family. I can't even imagine losing a child on top of having one killed around the holidays and not knowing why it happened.